All right. I have been a New York Ranger fan since Wayne Gretzky was traded to New York from St. Louis, so 96, 97. My father was a Gretzky fan, and when I was a 7-year-old kid, 6, 7-year-old kid, he got traded over there, so we watched the New York Rangers. Plus, I lived in Central New York, and the Rangers were on MSG. Uh, so I've been a fan since '97. I have seen hardship, long hardship. I've had a decent amount of history of trying to figure out scenarios of how many games we need to win in a row and how many games the three teams ahead of us need to lose for us to make playoffs. Uh, so I've been through the hardships. It was like 8 years or something of just awfulness. Then we had the lockout, and then Yager came over, and all of a sudden we were decent again. We started actually making a cup run with Girardi and the Callahan or whatever. Basically Henrik Lundqvist's career. Anyways, I'm going to do. I'm going to try to recap each Ranger game that I watch. I'm not going to watch them all, but hopefully a good amount of them, and give my opinion on the different moving parts of the team. So I should almost every game I'm going to watch and recap. I got my little sheet here of my notes that I took to talk about, my little talking points. First thing you got to talk about is Lias Andersson. Well, I'm going to do this until now. Like I said, I was a fan in '97, so I haven't seen a Stanley Cup. So I'm going to do this until now, until we win the Stanley Cup. So if you need to check in on the temperature of the team, I'm your guy. All right. So game 1, Jets, Lias Andersson. Got to talk about his fall. Why is there a wire there? I mean, apparently everyone else is jumping over the wire. I can't believe he's the only guy who fell. I don't know whose idea it was to have the wire there, but I mean, it was just kind of a silly thing. Second, we got to talk about Mark Stahl. Mark Stahl was a scapegoat. 3 years ago, Mark Stahl was one of the most hated New York Rangers of all time. Not all time, but one of the most hated New York Rangers because his contract, his cap hit was high. He was not playing well, basically. I think he got hit with his brother, ironically, Eric Stahl, hit him and gave him a concussion. And I think he had an eye injury too, and it really derailed his career. And he was kind of dead weight on the team. I have never seen, except for Alex Rodriguez, I've never seen someone go from such a villainous character, play such a villainous role, to like being such a fan favorite. Mark Stahl is actually a fan favorite. It's I like it. Like if someone were to ask me like whose jersey should I get for New York, for the New York Rangers? And for me, like I would want a jersey of like a guy who's been there for a long time. For example, like Peter Pruka, only like a small amount of Ranger fans know who he is. So that's like, you want a legend. You want a guy who stays there. Brian Leetch would be a good one. Obviously Lundqvist. Zibanejad now or whatever. But like you get a little bit far down that list and you think, you know what? Like Mark Stahl is a good jersey to have. Like lifelong Ranger. Anyways, it's awesome to see him score the first goal. And honestly, I thought didn't think he played tremendously well, but I did really like seeing him score that goal, and I really like the fact that he is starting to be a fan favorite. It's just cool. 5 minutes into the game, you got Fox and Lieber Hayek. I don't know what happened there, but you got rookies. You got these two young guys. I like both of them. I really liked Hayek last year. And I was excited to see this Fox and Hayek pair, but oh my god, it almost was a catastrophe. I think Fox passed it over to Hayek, and I don't know what happened, but the Winnipeg guy went right through the middle, and they had a big meeting in front of the net. Mika Zibanejad. There was some rumors that he was going to be the captain of the team, and the way that he kind of speaks and the way he talks to the media and the way he does his interview questions, it looks like he is accepting that role, and it wouldn't surprise me at some point in this season that Mika will become the captain. I don't know what happened with I don't know why stories came out of Mika being the captain, or maybe it was just people guessing, or I didn't follow it too closely. I don't know if any legitimate news organizations like reported that. It certainly does look like he is the next captain of the New York Rangers. I had mixed feelings about this, actually. I know everyone loves Mika. Listen, I'm not so sure a guy with blonde frosted tips is a good captain. I don't know, man. A Swedish guy with frosted tips, I don't know if he can lead you to the Stanley Cup. That's my only hesitation. Last year, I think I was all day today. I was looking like, does he have the blonde frosted tips? Does he? Like, I don't know. Next thing I want to talk about, Pavel Buchnevich. I am of the camp where I know a lot of people love. He's kind of a polarizing figure, and I think like the majority of Ranger fans love Pavel Buchnevich. I'm not one of them. I'm more of a not pessimist. I would call it a realist. I don't think he's that good. For like 3 years, all I've been hearing about is this hype train of Pavel Buchnevich. I don't know what he did last year, but I think he only got like 4 goals or something. No, maybe 19 goals. I don't know. He didn't have a great year. And he was the guy, I think it was Tortorella. He was the guy who everyone was like, put Pavel Buchnevich in instead of Tanner Glass or whoever the grinder is at the time that, the coaches like. It might have been Tanner Glass. And in general, not in general, almost all the time, when you have fans that like kind of critique the coach from their decisions that they make, it's almost like 99% of the times the fans don't know what they're talking about. Like the coaches make these decisions for a reason, and they know what's going on. The fans don't know what's going on. The fans watch the games. The coaches are actually coaching the team and are with these guys and seeing what's going on. I think a good example of that is Philip Hedl going down to the AHL. It wasn't good enough, man. And the coaches know what's going on. Like, they know that this guy's not good enough and he's not good enough to play. Same thing with Vitaly Kravtsov. A lot of fans are disappointed that he's not in the team, and there is this dynamic of he could be up here on the fourth line, and like you want him to get time down in the get time in the North American ice rink down in the AHL. And our AHL team is different this year. It's a functioning team. But in general, like even in situations like that, like the coach knows what's going on. Like we don't. Like Alain Vigneault, there's a lot of times when AV was here and the Ranger fans really disliked him. And I always think like the guy did like get us to like a Stanley Cup final and like all this other success that we've never seen before, and like it's amazing how much he's hated for almost winning a Stanley Cup. But that's just kind of rambling. Panarin on the power play. Now, I'm also a mixed martial arts fan, big mixed martial arts fan. There's a phrase that I use, and it's if you can't wrestle, you can't fight. If you're only a kickboxer and you're going up against a guy who's a wrestler, you're going to be put on your back. And if you don't know how to fight off your back, can't wrestle, you can't fight. If you don't have a good power play, you cannot win the Stanley Cup. For years, the Rangers have struggled on the power play. Years. We brought in Keith Yandel. Who else we brought in? Paul. What's that? Oh man, I really want to. He's a lefty. It was a long time ago. I really want to. I can't remember his name, but we have a long history of bringing in these guys to power play to quarterback the power play. Power play the quarterback. So, the point is, we need to have a good power play if we're going to have any sort of sustained success. Panarin on that left circle is a difference maker. Panarin taking those one-timers. Everyone saw Kreider in the preseason saying like, "Wow, this power play!" Like, "Wow." That Panarin is a difference maker on that left face-off circle, shooting the puck, one-timers, making plays, seeing the ice. Not only that, last year we had Zibanejad over there ripping one-timers. I like Zibanejad kind of circling around on the right side. It's not he can't one-time it, but I like him kind of circling around, seeing the ice, maybe take a shot. Like so Zibanejad's got a good shot, and who does that a lot? A lot of left-hand. I feel a lot of left-handed players like that same thing. Like you circle around, you grab the puck, you survey the ice. I like Zibanejad in that spot. But if you can't have a good power play, then you just can't have any sort of sustained success. And that was really nice to see. Is our power play? I think we're like 2 for 4 or something. I don't know. I think we got at least 2 goals. Trouba's goal may have not technically been a power play goal, but who cares? Did I mark anything down about that second? Well, let's talk about the second power play unit. Tony DeAngelo is that power play guy. They had Adam Fox there, and they had Kako on the right hash on his off wing, in that one-timer position. I didn't hate it. You got Brendan Lemieux in front of the net. I forget who else. I forget who. It might have been even Jesper Fast. I don't know. But that second power play unit, I didn't hate that one either. I think Fox was the one quarterbacking it. You had Tony DeAngelo. He is obviously on the team, and his skill set is a puck-moving offensive defenseman. So you want to see Tony DeAngelo have success in the power play because that's why he's here. Otherwise, he's not much value because the next the next little thing I want to talk about is Tony DeAngelo got beat not once, not twice, but 3 times out just guys skating wide. I don't even know. I think it was right. I think all of the times where he was just in his normal right defensive position, and then the guy just kind of beat him wide, and that simply just can't happen. In the end, like at this level, you cannot just have a guy go streaking to the side and beat you wide. That happened 3 times today. I don't claim to be a fantastic analytic analysis hockey guy, but I've been a fan. Played hockey. I've been a fan of the Rangers for a long time. I'm pretty knowledgeable about hockey, and that's just like 3 times is ridiculous. Like even like you just can't have that happen. I like Tony DeAngelo a lot. He gave himself a reputation of he may or may not have said a bad word to his teammate in juniors, and apparently that reputation just sticks with him or something. He seemed fine. We traded him, and we traded for him, and he has this reputation of like, oh, he's a bad locker room guy, or he's just. I haven't noticed a single thing wrong with him, and he's played well, and I'm happy he's on the ice. I wish he would have signed earlier because it looks like he's a step behind, but hopefully he will make a difference. Or hopefully he will get better because you can't you'll be sent down to Hartford if you keep getting beat wide like that. Like it's the first game, and maybe there's some jitters or something. But I mean it's the first game and there are probably some jitters, but dude, 3 times you got beat wide. Like what the heck? Hank played well and also gave up some bad goals in a 5-4 victory. Like everyone knows that Henrik Lundqvist is a slow starter. I don't even remember a season when Henrik Lundqvist. I don't even remember a season where Henrik Lundqvist came out and had a hot start. Like I don't know what it is, but it's just every year he starts off and he struggles a little bit. But I'm fine with him. Like Henrik Lundqvist is my guy. Like he's the first. Like I was a Ranger fan when I was looking at. Dan Blackburn, like Savior Dan Blackburn. Who else do we have in that? Al Montoya was here. I'm pretty sure Kevin Weeks was the answer to tonight's trivia question for who was the last goaltender to start a home opener besides Hank. So I was here when we had a new goalie every year, and Hank's just my guy. Like I know he's got 2 more years on his contract or something. And I hope he stays. What is this, last year? I don't know. But I hope he stays until we have a real run. Like, I don't even care if he's not good enough, or like, and this is wrong to say. Like, if Igor Shesterkin is better, I don't even care. I want Hank in net. I want to get Hank. Like, Hank is like the fan favorite who needs special treatment, who deserves special treatment. And I don't know. So, anyways, Hank's our goal. Hank played well tonight. I put down the power play again. Again, you can't wrestle, you can't fight. If you don't have a good power play, you're not doing anything. The teams that win the Stanley Cup go 3 for 5 on the power play in the Eastern Conference Finals, and they win series because they just put teams away on the power play. And we have consistently, in the last, I'll even say 10 years, haven't had a good power play at all. And that power play was not bad. I did not hate that at all. But obviously, it's one game. We got 81 more to go. Now, Libor Haydick. Oh, I know what I put this for. Apparently, he looked at Tyson Berry's dipsy doodle move that went viral with the whole backhand toe drag out for Toronto. Apparently, Libor Hayek decided that's just what you do when you carry the puck out of the zone. Like, let me just try to deke this guy like I'm playing Pee-wees. Like, dude, you can't just try to stick handle the puck in between someone's leg as you're leaving your own blue line. The other team went in a 2-on-1. We looked really young. We looked like a really young team, and last year was kind of hard to watch because we knew there wasn't really a lot of hope. There wasn't really a lot of hope to make the playoffs or win the cup, but you kind of enjoy it of which guys did you like, which guys do you feel deserve are developing, which guys do you want here next year. But this team is going to be really fun because we're going to compete. We may compete for that 8th spot. But there are a lot of young guys on this team that are fun to watch, fun to see develop, and some of them, there's even more down in the AHL. Vitaly Kravtsov will see power play time this year. He's exciting. That kid is skilled. Even Philip Hedl. Who else we got down there? I mean, you might see Vinny Laterra, but whatever. But this is going to be a fun year because there's so many young players that are legit NHL young, high draft pick, high talent players. And then what the heck was going on with that ref when Kreider had that breakaway? Dude, if you're on a breakaway and your stick is parallel and even if it's a little slash, that's automatic, automatic penalty. I thought it was going to be a penalty shot. There was no call. I don't understand. That was kind of ridiculous. And then at the end, the ref gives a call to Jesper Fast for holding, which is okay, but you kind of been screwing the Rangers. That Kreider call was ridiculous. Was it Blake Wheeler boarded Brady Shea head first into the boards? The ref's sitting there in today's NHL. That's not a call, which is fine. Whatever. But come on, a ticky-tack call at the end of the game, on Jesper Fast. You gotta the ref needs to ref the game. It's not an obvious penalty. Just let it go, man. You kind of, or give Kreider a penalty shot. What the heck? But big win for the team. It's always fun. The MSG looked like it was rocking. And hey, good start. But like I said, I will be doing these videos almost every game. I will when I watch the game, I'll make mental notes and I'll try to give my opinions to the other Ranger fans out there who are trying to follow me, or not me, but trying to follow the team. Because like I said, been a fan since '97, man. I want that cup. I want to experience it. So I'm going to be doing these until today, until we win the Stanley Cup, and then I might stop. That's it. My path, my quest for the cup. All right. Hope to have you guys check out my page for Game 2.